Welcome to a dialogue on accountability in the digital age. A dialogue with our global multi-stakeholder community, representing national and local governments, international policymakers, civil society, NGOs, the ICT industry, as well as other relevant organizations and institutes.
Hi everybody, my name is I4ADA. I am the director, one of the directors of the Institute for Accountability in the Digital Age. Here the backdrop of my video here is the Peace Palace, as always, even though currently I'm based in Amsterdam. And today we welcome Tatjana Welzer from the University of Maribor in Slovenia, from the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. Tatjana, very welcome to this dialogue.
Good morning. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm really glad that I can observe the background of the Palace of Peace, which is bringing good memories to me and motivating for our conversations as well.
Thanks, Tatjana. Very good. So we'll start from Maribor City Center, University Center, and we'll work our way out globally a little bit in the next 25 or so minutes. So can you explain a little bit what you are doing at the university?
Thank you. Yes, you started very correctly. The University of Maribor, the rector building, is the strong center of the city of Maribor. Maribor is the second largest city of Slovenia. It's in the northeast of Slovenia with around 150,000 people, with the second largest university of Slovenia. Slovenia is small, just around 2 million people. And also the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science is settled down with a part of the campus in the center. So very close to the rector building, theater, and the main square, so to say. So I'm working as a full professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. I'm leading the database technology lab, where we are working not only on data, also on the security. We are working also on the cross-culture view on the development in different ways. We are cooperating with different partners all around Europe on the educational level as well as in research. We are very proud that we are involved also in many European projects, between others, Concordia. So the 4 pilots were established through the Commission for looking on the cybersecurity in Europe. So there are many things in which I'm involved and trying to be involved, not only professional, so as a teacher and researcher, but also as a person in the public point of view, the membership in different associations that are either connected to the computer science or even broader in their activities.
Yeah, very good. So we talk about accountability. We talk about in electrical engineering, computer science. To what extent are you trying to learn the future generations that you are helping out in being accountable, or trying to be more accountable than we are now in the current age?
Yeah, the topic is more than important. And to be honest, I also needed some time to build up this awareness, because when I was coming in the connection with the topic, I was not sure if I'm aware myself where we are going, what we are doing, what should be expected from us. But always, I would say last years, I found out that sometimes it's less important to give students all the technical knowledge that is connected to the topic that we are teaching, but that it's more important to give them awareness, to make them accountable for the things that they will work on in the future. Because nevertheless, they are not concentrated on that. Their main goal is to reach the good result, to develop an excellent tool, whatever it is, or the product, but not looking behind it. And this is important, I believe, that we are giving the students also the view behind the products, behind the activities that they will do in their future life. I mean, sometimes they are looking to me like, why you bother us with that? It's not the topic of the lecture. But I believe that it's very, very important that they start to be at least aware at the beginning. And then that they work on their accountability through the examples and through the experiences. So whatever lecture I have, I'm trying to put this in one or another way, either through some examples, either through my personal experiences or experiences of people that are close to me, independent what is written in the curricula, because the curricula are facts, and too often we are teaching too much just the facts and forget the whole surrounding that make our life real.
Yeah, Tatjana, excellent. This is a real nice one. I also noted it because basically you're saying accountability start with awareness. And I think that's a very wise, it should be on every building in the modern world. And also, if you know, so cybersecurity, privacy, when things go wrong, is generally an afterthought in digital ecosystems. And now you say, no, it's not an afterthought, it should be a hindsight, that you already have it, you know, in the back of your mind, and be aware of it. So I think that's really good notion for everybody to take in, and an easy start. Although awareness is not that easy to get to, because students on the one hand are future hope, and you're helping out with again try to understand that they are quite responsible and important for the future. As future professionals, whatever they're going to do. On the other hand, they are also users and using all kind of convenient IT systems and services. So it's like a two-phase persona, and I think that is also where you probably get some inspirational for your use cases you just talked about, right?
Yes, like Mr. Jackley and Mr. Hyde. Both in one person, and when you set awareness, it's a start, and sometimes they are shocked because they are not aware that as long as they are, I don't know, with the friends out of the school, out of the focusing on their future and their profession, they are just normal people, whatever normal means, everyday user who is not anymore really taking so carefully care about the things what they are doing before. It's, for example, one of the cases like they are not really happy that they are obligated to use the university email address. Because like, yeah, you have access, it's easy to check us, so on and so far. And what they are doing, they are of course bridging this email to whatever email, mostly Gmail, of course. And yep, that's completely fine. But when you were asking them why they are not trusted us, yeah, because they do not have the view on this, even that it's everything written, and why you are asking Gmail. everyone is using. They are, I mean, so long time already on the market. If something would be wrong, they would find already out. So they switch completely. I mean, really like episode with Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and they are. And what's the problem? They are not aware that they cross the bridge, they cross the river, and that they got completely wrong perception. So
Right.
what to do? Personal examples, for example, because I'm aware I'm doing mistakes or normal life opposite to the professional when I'm teaching as well. Okay, probably I'm aware faster as students that I did it the stupidness, or that I could do that the better. But yes, I'm going then open to the students with this, explaining them, we analyzing the things, and quite often then it's coming like, wow, and they start to explain their problems, and then they became really aware. And this is even more important. I mean, make them aware. How to make them aware? On their own experiences and the real life situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we, you already talked a bit about cybersecurity, we'll just talk about it a bit. And we talk about competences and helping developing skills in this domain, which is quite necessary. Your video camera is off, but we'll continue talking. So on competence, the European Union has started a regulation that has now been passed, which is the Cybersecurity Competence Center, building competence network throughout Europe and friends and allies. And as you mentioned, you were one of those pilots, one of the 4, Concordia, which is also spread out through all of the EU and even beyond. So what do you do there at Concordia?
At Concordia, we are involved in, so to say, somehow the 3 streams. One is the research stream, where we were in the last 2 years very active through the blockchain approach, also with the intelligent contracts and protection of data and similar things, very technical oriented, with building up the platform possible used for certification, which is used just now by the educational part to certificate the first students that finish the course prepared by Concordia for cyber consultants. And we are now actually not introducing, but implementing in the last phase our platform. Second part, so nicely connected with this first part, is that we are very active in the educational part. We were involved in the preparation of the competencies for cybersecurity consultants, as well as in other fields of research. Just now we are working what I believe it's very important in the phase teach the teachers. So going to the secondary schools to find out the situation, to teach the teachers how to help the students with the security level. We did it a survey in this way, so we were pretty much involved, and we are working further on that. And of course, out of these helping teachers, I believe not only secondary school, but also the university level need, in the cases where we do not have the technical background, the support to be aware what's going on, to get the knowledge, or to get whatever help to get the explanations about the importance, like topics connected with ethics. We have in general, of course, the ethics rules in research and so on in the frame of the university. But what about the different courses or different areas? So now I'm coming back to our last part, participation in Concordia, connected not only to ethics, this is somehow but actually to protection of the data, GDPR, what the companies are doing, cooperating with you in interviews, and then the circle is somehow closed. Right. We were trying to be in the topics that we can cover, that we are good and that we believe that are important. And we were lucky that we can join all those tasks where we can show also our knowledge.
Yeah, and it's of course interesting that currently in this current age we have started with that. We are, I think, not only in the EU but in every part of the world pretty late with this, with cyber health and cyber healthcare and cyber cure. But good that we have started. You know, it's better to start than never start. So it's very important. And also what you say, you are helping out not only the constituency of your students, but also younger people at schools, and also helping, as you mentioned, people that already have graduated, becoming cybersecurity professionals, where there are a lot of vacancies, so a lot of opportunities. And then, of course, what you mentioned, also teaching the teachers. So you have also a big demography, not only the students, but let's say from whatever, 15 years old up to 50 plus. So you have a quite nice coverage. And how do you try to convey that or collaborate with other universities in other countries, where we're expanding outside of Maribor and Concordia?
Yeah, so start with Concordia now, not anymore in Maribor, actually with many partners, many universities. This is so-called research area of cooperation that we built up already, some of them before we came to the consortia, especially also with the coordinator institution. So one field of cooperation is always this research field that we build up in different streams with the support of the Slovenian National Agency for Research. We managed through the years to start to work in the research field on the bilateral exchanges of researchers and doing the small projects, because you have to start step by step, building also the trust to each other, to know each other, and to see where you can integrate your work, because it's hard just jumping somewhere and saying, okay, we are going to do something. Yes, sometimes it's working, but not always. So we are involved in research activities through the whole Europe and beyond, through different projects supported either by EU, either by national funds. But on the other side, research is just a small piece out of the whole life at the university. Because yes, first is teaching, somebody said. Somebody said, no, first is research. Depends from which corner you are coming and what you're doing. The third part is saying, no, industry is important, cooperation is important. We have to build and exchange this up. And then the others, internationalization. And we are by Erasmus Plus, that celebrate already more than 30 years of activities. And from 2019, European Commission started a new kind of projects called European universities, building together consortia covering different interests all around Europe. And until now, we have 41 such pilots, including around 170 universities around Europe, and trying to build up a new kind of centers of knowledge, sharing the best experience to each others. So to upgrade each others and to enable people to see the world before really start to work. Sometimes in the past it was like you finish the university, you are traveling for 1 year, and then you start to work. Nowadays, the life is much more faster, so there is no time just to go out in that way. But for that reasons, also the European universities, as they are called, are supporting the internationalization, the mobility, also the internationalization at home, digital mobility. I mean, it has the benefits, but nevertheless, at the end, also the people have to meet, because the people are the most important. The technology, perfect, is working or is not working, has problems or not problems, we can fix that, but we cannot fix the people. And people has to meet with each other and exchange their thoughts about the things that are important for all of us. And according to my experience, quite often in the discussion, we find out some solutions or some problems that we have to work further on them.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we, you know, we would think about connecting this very impressive network you just explained with the Institute for Accountability, being a neutral platform on our end to talk about these topics. Multi-stakeholder, omni-stakeholder, but you know, omni-stakeholder means N is all, and that is unfortunately not possible. Although we do believe that it should be multi, should not be three. So, but to what extent you think our institute could contribute, or at least the topic of accountability, not necessarily the institute, could be upped more, being the people are more aware also at the other university. So in what way could we help out? What would be your observations?
Yeah. When I start to be involved or connected to accountability, my immediately decision or new obligation was awareness of that and saying, okay, how much do people around me know about that? And then I test and I found out they do not know nothing or almost nothing, but for sure not enough. And I did it already, few steps that unfortunately were not completely implemented because of the COVID-19. We are organizing with the support of Slovenian Informatics Society every year at our university a special security day where we are opening different topics. We are not strictly security. We are, I mean, in the technical sense, because we are technical faculty, but going from GDPR to social networks, also what is in our mind. And there I propose to present the accountability, the activities of your institute, and try to make people aware of all this. And one of next steps will be that in the frame of our European University Athena, we are giving the colloquia. So the special lectures covering the topics that are not really taught. I mean, it's not enough time for that. or because the curricula are usually certificate and stamped by the state. And if there is not inside what it must be, they said, okay, take it out or whatever. So with this colloquia, we are trying to bring the additional knowledge to students and to the teachers for the fields that are neither not known, neither a part of curricula, as we said. And we are planning to put accountability also on these colloquia, and not just one lecture, but to make might be a series of it, and coming with different topics. And I hope we can count on support and the help also for the speakers that could present this field to all these partners in the best way, including all the experiences that we have. So this is also one of the goals of European universities, to share with others what others do not have. We have this knowledge, this connection to you for the accountability, and this is what we will share further to bring the awareness also to them, and to get step further, connecting, making new steps, building the future, make it even brighter as it would be just with technical point of view.
Yeah, Tatjana, it's really great. Good to hear. Very dear that you're doing it. Happy to help, of course. Accountability is not a monopolized or to be monopolized domain. It's huge. There is something to be done and also had taken by anybody, because it's a dimension. It's not a vertical. So really great to hear what you are doing. And indeed, of course, hopefully later on, also member states, so your government and other governments will also even appreciate it and say, okay, we need to actually reserve a little place in the formal curricula as well, because this is too important not to talk about. But, you know, we take it one step at a time. I think it's a great step. And yeah, so great to hear. So Tatjana, I want to just to wrap up this dialogue. Thank you very much for being part of it and sharing your ideas and thoughts and initiatives and activities. It was a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure as well. And if I may conclude with one more sentence.
Absolutely, yeah.
I could say that I'm proud that our faculty, actually a group inside it, managed to get the national project that will deal with looking to the status of the curricula inside Slovenia and inside Europe about the cybersecurity, to start to build up new programs, new courses, and as you said before, from 15 over 50. So from the secondary school over the university and further on during the working life, with awareness, how important is this? And I hope that all this, what we mentioned today, we will be able to include in these activities.
Very good, Tatjana. Good to hear. Yeah, you too. And talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.